guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Alizaya and I'm a favorite black transsexual. Get up into the big purr, whatever. I just want to say thank you guys for all the love and support. You already know we are doing it big. Get up into the big purr. But y'all, I want to sit over here and, have an actual talk with y'all and just explain, my little side to the story or whatever. Because I know y'all seen the title. I know y'all might be like, girl, what are we finna get into? Before we get into today's video, I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe because you will never find another black transsexual like me. Hello, hello, hello. I'm beautiful. You're beautiful. We gotta be beautiful mutuals. You already know. Get up into the big purr, whatever. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining, my life as a black transsexual woman in Texas, girl, because, girl, I am bored and ready to give myself. So the first topic that I want to talk about is that it has its pros and cons. So I know a lot of people, when they think about Texas, they think about cowboys and they think about, it being, washed out or whatever. And, it's not like that. Texas is humongous. It's so diverse. And, something that I want a lot of people to understand is that, you can't sit here and just think that, it's just, this conservative way or, this is how life should be. No. There's nearly 20 million or 30 million people in this whole entire state. It's that big. And I'm not gonna hold you. I always want people to understand that, me as a black transsexual woman, I'm trying to mature. I'm trying to figure out new things, and I'm trying to meet new people. With its pros and its cons, of me being trans in Texas, I do meet people, but a lot of people will sit here and put me in a box, and that's another topic for another day. But they'll put me in this box saying that I should act a certain way and I shouldn't sit over here and be trans and stuff. A lot of people don't discredit my transness. They just think that I'm a man in a wig. It's not like that. There's more to me being trans than just, me with a wig on or just me with, stuff on. You know what I mean? I have more to offer than just, my personality. I'm a human being, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand that with you being trans. And I want to make a example of a trans people. I want to put trans people in this positive light, because we have been shown in this negative light, this conservative way that all trans people are this or trans people do that, or there's conservative trans women Blair White up in Austin, Texas. Yes, girl, I didn't even know she stays in Austin, girl. No, Tina say she stays an hour away from me. That's ghetto. But literally, being a black trans woman in Texas, I don't get the privileges that everybody else gets. I pass. Don't ever get me wrong. I do pass, and that's one of my pros, that a lot of people don't clock me when I go out on my everyday ventures and stuff like that. But it comes with its cons that I do pass, because a lot of people think that I'm just this biological woman, and when I'm not a biological woman, I'm a trans woman. And there's nothing wrong with calling myself a trans woman and I'm not a real woman, because I'm not a real woman. And that might ruffle some people's feathers, but I don't care. I want to speak from my point of view. I want a lot of people to understand that, when you finally get to that certain level of passing, a lot of people will sit here and just be like, well, why don't you sit here and not tell people that you're trans anymore, because they can't tell. I don't want people to do that. I don't like that. I done tricked men before. I'm not doing that no more. I want everybody to know that I'm trans. I still have this, I still have this insecurity with me. I don't like people knowing that I'm trans, especially when I go to a new work environment, because when people find out that you are trans, they treat you different. They treat you very ill. They don't they don't treat you with the same respect as they once thought, that you were a cis woman, or they thought you were a biological woman. And that's the main reason why I don't tell people that I'm trans. I try to move around this world like I'm an actual, real woman, when in fact I'm a trans woman. And it sucks that I have to sit here, live like this. But, if I want to move forward in life and I want to keep, having these connections, I had to, sometimes lie, and I don't like lying. And when I told my brother, that I don't tell people that I'm trans or whatever, every day-to-day people, that I don't tell them I'm trans. He looks at me, he's like, is that even safe? I'm like, I know it's not safe, and I know, you know, things can happen. They can still find out regardless. I will let people know that I'm trans. And I'm not speaking about dating wise, because I always tell the boys that I'm trans. I always tell the boys that I'm trans now. But like speaking every day to day, you know, situations and events, like say I'm trying to like go to an interview, if I don't have to tell you that I'm trans and you don't put two and two together, I'm not gonna sit here and break it down. Oh, hi, I'm Alizea, but yes, my name, I was born, I'm Isaiah, my biological name is Isaiah. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I was born a man. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you all of this. Like, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. You get what I mean? Like, I don't want everybody to know my business. You get what I mean? That's just me and my preference. You get what I mean?
Clock that T.
So the next topic that I want to get into is that like no one looks at trans women and wants to date them in this city, like in this state. That's what I mean. With you being trans, or like any trans person that's watching this, I feel like we're stuck in this bubble where, you know, the men that we attract are only, you know, attracted to us, you know, in that type of way. They're only looking for, you know, some pound cake, and they're only looking to eat some pound cake. I'm not trying to, you know, sit here and offer my body. I have more to offer than just my body. That's just a me thing. And, you know, when I try to, you know, sit over here and actually give a straight boy the time of day, they're so confused and they're so insecure and they're so closed-minded. They don't want to sit here and actually open their mind and open their brain that, you know, technically because you see me as a woman, or you know, you saw me as a woman, it doesn't necessarily make you gay, because at the end of the day, I am who I am and you are who you are. And a lot of people, when they see a trans woman or they find themselves attracted to a trans woman, they get stuck in their mind. They're like, oh, does that make me gay? Does that make me gay? You see me as who you see me as. That's literally what it is. I feel like, you know, you putting, I feel like when people put, you know, these men in these bubbles and they're sitting here saying, you know, that, you know, if a man talks to a trans woman, he's automatically gay. If a man, interacts with a boy one time, he automatically is gay. He could be bisexual. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's straight, but he could definitely be bisexual. He could definitely be trans-oriented. He could definitely be, you know, sitting over here and just be open-minded, pansexual, like, you know. And a lot of dudes, like, I try to tell dudes, you know, that, but they'll sit here, because I'm in Texas, like, it's a conservative state. I'll sit here and try to tell dudes that, and they'll sit here and, you know, discredit me. They'll sit here and shut me down. They'll be like, no, I'm not with that gay stuff. And it's like, it gets on my nerves, because it's like I get to a point in my life where I kind of get insecure with me being trans, and I be, you know, I be acting like I'm confident. Like, I act like I'm confident, and I am confident, but I have insecurities. My insecurities aren't physical. My insecurities are mentally. And I really, you know, I'm very insecure with the fact that I am trans, and the fact that I am in this conservative state, because I don't have, you know, the type of love that everybody else gets. I don't get the, you know, type of things that everybody else gets. You know, a dude looks at me and, you know, he thinks I'm a woman, and like I said before, you know, they find out I'm trans, they're like, oh my goodness, let me blow up on this person, you know, let me sit over here and call this person every F slur and every, you know, homophobic slur. When in reality, if you don't mess with that and you don't sweeten that way, you don't have to sit here and act that type of way towards somebody. And I never understood that. You don't have to sit here and, you know, blow up on people. You could just easily be like, okay, I don't swing that way, and move right along. I'm not the type of trans person, or I'm not the type of gay person to sit here and try to force my gayness or my transness upon you. I don't care about that. I want to find somebody that actually likes me for me, and I want to, you know, the main thing that I'm trying to figure out with, you know, me and myself, like, I'm trying to, you know, introduce myself to people. Like, I want to be myself unapologetic. Like, I want to, like, if I was to meet a man, or I'm actually talking to a real dude, I want that person to sit here and, you know, actually, like, you know, talk to me. I want to have deep conversations. I want to really get to know that person. I really want to, you know, think outside the bubble with them, and I want them to teach me new things like I teach them new things. That's the whole point of me. Like, when I think of a relationship, I think of that. I think of, you know, sitting over here building each other. But a lot of people in this generation, they want to sit here and sit over here and just, bow, 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 bow. If you get the hand motions, you get what I'm talking about. They want to sit here and do that. They want to sit here and fall in love with money. They want a man to sit over here and take care of them. I can take care of myself regardless at the end of the day, and I will always say this. I've been taking care of myself ever since my mama has died when I was 15 years old. I'm 18 years old now. I have my own apartment. Most 18-year-olds don't even have their own apartment. I'm not trying to discredit anybody. That's just, proven fact. Like, we just got to call a spade a spade. And I'm not trying to brag because it took me a long time to even get to where I'm at right now. I want to be as strong as I can independently, because say you fall back on that man and say you letting that man pay your bills and do all this and that man could easily, get tired of you, and he could just kick you out of his house. He could just cut off that income, and now you're sitting over here stranded, or now you're sitting over here without an income, and now you're sitting over here having to retrace your steps. I want to be independently, well taken care of by myself, and before I get into a relationship, because I want to bring something to the table, and I want him to bring something to the table, so that way when we have kids, or that way when we have something going for ourselves, we can provide for somebody else. You get what I mean? That's just the way that I look at things. Period. The third topic that I want to talk about is I'm always bullied into a box. So, being trans in Texas, and when you're like an outcast, because if you are trans, automatically you're an outcast. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. People are going to look at you different. People are going to sit here and, discredit your transness. People are going to sit here and, call you all sorts of names and, sit over here and talk bad about you. My whole thing is with that, like, you get to a point where you get so isolated, you get so lonely, you feel like you don't have no friends. I want you to understand, if you don't have no friends, I can be your friend. I can be your virtual friend. I want people to understand, when they see me, I want to make you smile. And that's the main thing, because I didn't have that love when I was younger. Like, I had it, but I didn't have it. I didn't really get what I really wanted from my mother. That's why I always try to preach, like, you need to find yourself, if you get what I mean. And when you're being trans, it's hard for you to figure yourself out. It's hard for you to figure out like what you really want to do with your life, because you're stuck in this bubble where people are telling you you need to get on hormones in order to pass. You need to sit over here, look this way in order to get the dues, or sit over here and get the pageants and the ballroom culture. I don't know nothing about the ballroom culture, because I don't go to ballroom, and I'm in Texas. Like, girl, I don't know any ballrooms. If y'all want to, leave me suggestions down below in the comments, you can do that. But like, seriously, like, me being me, I've been on a spiritual journey ever since I moved into my apartment by myself, and I've been trying to figure myself out. My main thing that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out, what does Alizea want? Who is Alizea? And what is Alizea going to do with all this information? And I feel like, I'm just me. Like, I'm positive. I'm a bubbly person. I'm loud. I'm outgoing. I'm ambitious. I can always go do what I want. Like, I'm a go-getter. And I always try to ingrain that in any friend that meets me. Like, I love people. Like, I'm a people person. Like, I used to be a very much people pleaser, but after you get so many, bad friendships, and you fall out with so many people, you turn into, a mean Evil Knievel. And I don't like to be Evil Knievel. I don't like to be a fake evil person. That's why I try to always ingrain to people, like, be as positive as you can be, because you don't know when you're not going to sit over here and wake up the next morning. That's why every single day that you wake up, you need to think of what you could do better with yourself, and try to sit over here and ingrain in yourself that you want to be a better person, to be a more mature person. You want to sit over here and do better things. I always try to ingrain that in myself, because I want to be a better person. I don't want to sit over here and hate on myself, and I don't want to sit over here and hate the little things. I always try to be as positive as I can, because I love myself, and all I need in this life is myself. This is literally what I've been doing since I was 15. Like, I've been on my own, basically. Like, yeah, I've had help, and yes, I've had assistance, but mentally and physically I have been on my own, and it has been hard, and it has taken a toll on my mental health. And that's the main reason why I try my hardest to just stay as positive as I can, because when you're trans, it gets so lonely, and it gets so isolating, and that's why you have to stay as strong as you can. Stop letting that depression sit over here and consume you, because if you let that depression sit over here and consume you, you're not going to be able to do what you want in your life. In college, I love people who go to college. Go do your big one, but I feel like college is a flaw. There's no point in going to college. Why would I sit here and put myself in $30,000 worth of debt just for me not to even major in what I majored in? Like, not even get a job in what I majored in. Like, I want to do things that make me happy. When I have free time, when I'm off of work, I'm going to do YouTube videos. That's something that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about connecting with people. I'm passionate about making people happy. That's the main thing that I like to do. I like making people happy. I like seeing smiles on people's faces. And I love black people. I love gay people. And that's the main thing that I always try to ingrain in those certain groups. Like, I love you guys, and you guys are so beautiful the way that you are. You don't ever need to let anybody tell you that you're not beautiful, because those same people that are telling you that you're not beautiful are haters, period.
Dead homies on myself.
The fourth topic that I want to talk about is I was told I was ugly because of who I am. When I was younger, and I'm gonna, briefly talk about this, but when I was younger, when I was in high school, like my freshman year, I had this one friend that used to always pick on me and always take off guards and make me feel so insecure about myself. And I really want to get into this subject. Like, if a friend is sitting over here pointing out your insecurities, 9 times out of 10, they're insecure about that. 9 times out of 10, they're envy about that. 9 times out of 10, they're just trying to make you feel down and trying to put you down. Because, like, my friend used to sit over here and talk about my nose. My friend used to sit over here and talk about my jaw, just point out the itty bitty little things. And my biggest thing that my friend used to do was point out that I had a gap. Like, I never really looked at my teeth like that. And yes, I have a gap, but like, throughout the times of, hearing those things, it made me so insecure. So when I got to like sophomore year, I was very awkward. I was very insecure, but I was still an outgoing person. You can never take away, my good energy. I just am who I am. And when I was younger, like, I would sit here and think that just because I'm black, and a lot of black people used to always call me dark, and they used to say that I'm sitting over here, when they turn off the lights, they can't see me. Like, that little itty bitty stuff can make a person really insecure. And that's why you can't sit here and do those type of things. Like, I used to be so insecure with my skin tone and me being trans and just all of the little things, because like those people would keep pointing those things out. But when I removed those people out of my life, well, actually, they removed me out of their life. Thank God, because girl, look where I'm at now. Look where they at. But when those people got removed out of my life, I sat over here and went on this spiritual journey. Like, every person that you meet is teach you something new about you. Like, every person that you lose in your life, they taught you something. You don't never need to sit over here and linger over those past relationships, those past friendships, because those people are teaching you something different about yourself. They taught me that I don't need to ever have anybody else in my inner circle that's putting me down, that's telling me I'm ugly, that's telling me this and telling me that, telling me I'm supposed to be so insecure with this and that. Because now, looking at myself, I'm a beautiful individual. Yes, I might be clocky. Yes, I might look like a man, but at the end of the day, I know how I am. I'm trans. I'm a transgender, person, and I love being trans, and I love being black. I used to hate this. I used to hate my skin tone, but now I'm so, I'm so infatuated with blackness. I love blackness. I love my nose. I love my face. I love my gap, especially. My gap is what symbolizes me. That's something different. A lot of people have straight teeth. Like, I'm never going to sit here and discredit people's teeth, but like, there's nothing wrong with you having your teeth. If they make you feel insecure, you want to go change it, or you want to go get plastic surgery to go fix your face, do whatever makes you feel happy. Don't do it under pressure, though. Don't do it because of an insecurity. Do it because it makes you happy. I would never want to sit here and change anything about me for real, unless, I get to that point. But like, I love myself, and I got into a point in my life where I feel like I just don't want to change anything about me. Like, I look beautiful. Like, there's a lot of people that can't rock stuff like that I rock. And it's not to sit here and brag. It's just like real facts. Like, being, black and trans, especially in Texas, like, I'm one of a kind. You're never going to find another black transsexual like me. And sitting here, going through all these past friendships, it taught me so many things like that. Like, it taught me that I need to cherish myself. It taught me that I need to, never let nobody sit here and hurt my feelings like that anymore. I will always sit here and preach that you're beautiful the way that you are. You don't ever need to change yourself for anybody, period, point blank.
I don't hear you, sweetie.
The fifth topic that I want to talk about is people only call me a man when they want to hurt my feelings. So, like I said about fake friends and having fake friends, you get into a point in your life where you're just like, what really do you want to do with it? Like, and me being trans and trying to find myself, I had to cut off so many friends because I would have people behind my back, especially during my early transition. You know, a lot of people would be like, you know, oh my goodness, you know, he wants to be a girl so bad. He will never be a girl. He wants to be a girl so bad. Just like, girl, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. And I will always try to people please. Another thing is I used to always try to people please and sit over here and try to, you know, be friends with everybody. Like, that's something I don't do now. Like, it's immediately when I see weird stuff, I just cut people off, and I need to stop doing that. That's an issue of mine. But like, I have a very big, you know, thing with trying to people please people. And I used to always sit over here and try to, you know, like, tell people, like, you know, it's going to be okay. Or, you know, I can sit here and pay for your meal and stuff like that. You don't got to worry about that. But they'll never do that to me. Or when I try to listen to people's problems, they'll never want to listen to my problems. Or when I tell somebody I want to do this with YouTube, they're going to be like, oh, girl, YouTube is never going to work. Oh, girl, TikTok is never going to work. Girl, oh, my goodness, you're never going to get to move out of your auntie's house. Well, look at me now, child. Look at me now. It's crazy because it's like you get to a point, though, like, all those people that are sitting here calling you a man, and if you're letting anybody that's quote unquote your friend or quote unquote your family member, people show you their true colors only once. So if you're sitting here allowing them to constantly, you know, sit over here and call you harmful names, to constantly sit over here and bully you, constantly sit over here and talk about you behind your back, it's a one and done for me. And that's just the way that I look at all of, you know, my friendships and just relationships and all that. Like, I don't play those games, and that's just a me thing. Like, I don't like weird snake people. I'm tired of weird snake people. It's just something that that I've always dealt with, you know. Like, I've always had so many fake friends. I've always had so many weird people in my inner circles telling me I can't do this. And I remove those people and I put my mind to where I want it to be. And my mind wants to be, you know, out of Texas. My mind wants to be somewhere successful. My mind wants to be not working a 9 to 5, and I'm doing those things now. I want to make myself happy, and I can't make myself happy if I'm letting and allowing people to call me a man and letting those people get into my head. I don't care if you call me a man. You could call me a boogeyman. You could sit here and call me Jeffree Star. You could sit here and call me James Charles.
But I'm not James Charles, so don't you ever in your life, you will get blocked.
Like, seriously, like, I don't play those games. I'm not one of those people, and I want to sit here and make myself happy. So you had to remove those people out of your life, because if you don't remove those people out of your life, you're never going to succeed in life. And especially in Texas, I don't know what it's like in the rest of the country, but especially in Texas, people are always going to try to ingrain in your head, you're a man, you're ugly, you're this, you're that. They could call you trans. They could be like, oh my goodness, yes, girl, you're trans. Okay, period. This is a start. Because my thing is, I never get offended when somebody calls me a man. Because, like, girl, when I take out this makeup and I be looking like a man, girl, I'm glad that I look like a man. Because, girl, I don't be getting harassed that night. I don't be getting sit here catcalled that night. Because, girl, when you look like a full woman boots down, that's when the men really be trying to press up on you. And I don't like that stuff. I don't like male attention, if I'm being for real. I get very awkward. Like, I like boys. Don't ever get me wrong. I love black men, but they scare me. I'm scared of, you know, black men sometimes, and specifically the older, like 50-year-olds, you know, older men. And sometimes the youngins, when I smell like, that green leaf, and I smell that stuff, and it's a man trying to over here talk to me, girl, I get very awkward and I shrivel up, because I get very insecure that they're going to find out that I'm trans, and they're going to want to, sit over here and put me where my mama is. If you get what I mean, you get what I mean.
What?
The next thing that I want to talk about is having to sit here and compare myself to other dolls. I used to compare myself a lot when I began my transition. I used to compare myself a lot to people, and I used to be like, oh my goodness, why don't I sit here and have mommy milkers? Oh my goodness, why can't I sit here and do this and do that with my life? Why is my life where it's at right now? Girl, 5 to 10 years from now, those same people that you idolizing might not be in the same position that they're in right now. And even then, you shouldn't be idolizing these people. You don't know these people from a can of paint, literally. Like, my biggest biggest thing is I used to compare myself to Viandre. I'm just gonna be for real. I'm just gonna be 100% for real. I used to compare myself to Viandre. I used to compare myself to like these other trans dolls on TikTok and stuff like that. And I used to be like, why am I not there? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? You need to stop doing that. That's toxic. That's a toxic way to think. You don't need to be like, why am I not there? You need to be like, how can I get there? How can I do this? How can I do that? I always try to ingrain in people never compare themselves to people, because at the end of the day, you don't know what that person is doing. You don't know what that person is thinking. You don't know what that person is going through. Those same people that you're idolizing, they could be snake people. They could be weird people. And then the whole hormones thing, like, I'm so tired of this whole discussion. Are you on estrogen? Every time I see that comment, I literally ignore it, because I don't mean to baffle people, but like, I'm just me. I'm just trans. Like, and I know a lot of people might be like, oh my God, you get fish. Oh my God, you do this. Oh my God, you do that. Girl, everybody has potential to get fish, and I mean it. A lot of times, and I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings when I say this, but I'm going to say it regardless. A lot of times, some of y'all just need either cute bust downs, or sometimes y'all just need to switch up your style. Put on some lashes. The main thing is, a lot of y'all try to get fish without the makeup. Girl, sometimes y'all do need makeup. Like me, I need makeup in order to pass. That's just a me thing. Like, you know, and sometimes, you know, I still look like, you know, a man look like a man with the makeup on. Girl, it's hot, no tea, no shade. But like, seriously, like, you know, it's time for you to sit here and figure yourself out. And that's why I'm glad I'm figuring myself out. That's why I'm glad I've been taking this spiritual journey, trying to find myself, because at the end of the day, like I always said, I need to stop comparing myself to these other dolls, and sitting over here, you know, saying, you know, why am I not on hormones? Maybe I do need to get on the hormones. I'm going to wait until the time is right. I feel like the time isn't right now. Like, you know, the orange man is finna get in office, and the crippled man is finna get pushed out of office. I think right now, the main focus that I need to do is focus on my YouTube, and I will worry about that stuff like when I move to the next city. I'm planning on moving like next year type stuff, like the middle of next year or late next year. I want to move sometime next year though, and I want to do things that make me happy. Like, my main goal is just to do things that make me happy. I need to stop living for everybody else. Like my brothers, they want me to sit here and, you know, learn a new skill, learn how to sit over here and get a job that doesn't pay, you know, part-time. I don't want a full-time job. I don't want a corporate job. I don't want to work for somebody else. If I want to work for somebody else, I want to be an actor. I want to be a model. I want to sit here and do things that make me happy, that can sit here and inspire people. I don't want to sit here and dim my light for anybody. I don't like those type of things. And I don't want to sit here and work for somebody who's not going to sit here and sometimes can take away my check, sit here and fire me without me even knowing. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to create my own brand. I'm trying to create my own stuff. I'm trying to do things that make me happy. Like I've always said, you need to stop sitting here comparing yourself to other people, because at the end of the day, like I said, you don't know what those people are going through. You are iconic the way that you are, and if you want to better yourself now. Stop sitting over here waiting. Stop sitting over here saying that you're not iconic. Stop sitting over here comparing yourself to other people. And I keep rambling about that, but like, for real, don't be like me like when I was younger. Be a better version of yourself. Every day that you wake up, you need to be a better version of yourself. You need to inspire yourself to do more, period.
Next caller.
The next topic that I want to talk about is I get stares when I go out in public. Regardless if I'm, you know, getting clocked or not, regardless if I have makeup on or not, regardless if I look like a man or not, I always get stared at. And a lot of people are trying to figure out if I'm a boy or if I'm a girl. I'll be like, oh, I'm just me. Hey, I'm Alizea, your favorite black transsexual. Get up into it. No tea, no shade though. Like, when I go into the girls' restroom, I try my hardest to look like the fish, because if you go into the girls' restroom looking like a man, people are going to look at you different. I don't understand this whole debate with a lot of trans people that are 50 years old or literally pushing 35, sitting over here getting mad at people, sitting here, you know, kicking them out the girls' restroom or sitting here arguing with them. If you don't have a wig on, if you ain't cut off your 5 o'clock mustache, if you ain't sit over here and try to look like the dog, try to look like the fish, people can tell the difference between between those people and, you know, a trans person. Like, I don't know why everybody's trying to put trans people in this box of a, you know, a P word. We're not all P words. Like, you can't do that. Like, I don't know. And my main thing is, when I got kicked out the girls' restroom, I was in a frenzy. And this happened in high school. I'm gonna show you the clip right here. Let me explain to y'all how I was kicked out the girls' restroom today, and I'm forbidden to go in there now because of someone lying on me. Let me explain. I am a trans girl, and I am black, and I am beautiful, and I love myself. I really don't understand why people just cannot understand that, and people cannot be found of it. I go into the girls' restroom to mind my business, and I go into the girls' restroom to do my due, and I don't do nothing else. You get what I mean? I don't go in there taking pictures of anybody. I don't go in there harassing people. I don't go in there peeking under stalls or anything. So I don't understand why I cannot go and use a restroom that I identify with. My principal pulled me to the side, and she said, you can't go in the girls' restroom no more because we have complaints. Who is complaining about what? They're saying some girls feel uncomfortable. Nobody feels uncomfortable because they could have been said that at the beginning of the year. You get what I mean? And then on top of that, nobody knew I was trans before I even announced it on social media and in school. So I had to process what she said, because it's just like, what do you mean? This is where I feel safe at. So eventually I storm off because I feel discriminated against. I'm sick and tired of having to fight for my rights as a black trans girl. I really am tired. I've been shot at for being trans. I have been beat up because I was trans. I have been hate crimed because I was trans. I don't feel safe around men. Men are weird. And she told me I have to go to the guy's restroom. Who is going to go to the guy's restroom looking like this? It doesn't make any sense. Not having any parents or guardians to help you with this situation, or to help you or to understand what you are going through, is really triggering, because it's like I had to fight, and I mean fight, for the right to use the girls' restroom. So for it to get snatched so easily really triggers me, because it's literally a law that I can use the girls' restroom. I'm not understanding. Here's the screenshot. Pause if you want to read. But it's like I really don't understand, because it's like I am trans. I'm a trans girl. I identify myself as a girl. I go by she, her pronouns. Do you not understand that I feel like a girl? This isn't like, put on makeup, put on hair and stuff like that, put on lashes. No, this is deep. Like, I've been feeling like this since I was little. It really just hurts my feelings that people are freaking cruel, because it's like, you will never understand what it's like being trans. You will never understand what it's like having to go outside, being cursed out for being trans, yelled at for being trans, getting slurs thrown against you for being trans. You will never understand what discrimination is. Mind you, I am black and I am trans and I am beautiful. I go by Alizé and I want to use the girls' restroom. I hate it here. When that happened to me, I was kind of blown. Like, I was blown into proportion, because it's like you get to a point in your life where you want more for yourself and you want to do better for yourself. And a lot of people will be like, why do you want to be a woman so bad? And this is my response. I don't know how many times I had to say this. My page is about being trans. My page is about being black and trans. Let me repeat this for the ones who are new. For the love of God, I don't know what cisgender women go through, because I'm not a cisgender woman. I am a black trans woman in America. I'm talking about my own black trans issues, because I go through trans issues on the daily. You're trying to compare my whole situation with real biological women. I don't understand what they go through, because I'm not them. I'm a black trans girl, and this is my experience, literally. You try walking outside with facial hair growing, a big old nose, a strong old chin, 6 feet tall. You will never understand what black trans women go through, what trans women go through in general. You are not trans. This is my experience as a black trans woman who is coming of age, who is trying to explore themselves. I decided I wanted to post the issues that I go through that makes me feel like I want to unalive myself. So, for the love of God, if you do not like trans women, you do not have to sit here and try to bash us. You can instantly press the block button and go on about your day. Because it's given A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Somebody doesn't like trannies. And that's just how I feel. That's literally just how I feel. I just want to be black and beautiful and trans, and I don't know why people don't like me. And I don't try to live for anybody anymore. If you don't like me, I don't care. That's just the way that I think. I don't care about what people think about me anymore. I just gotten to that point. And like when I go to work, everybody at work talks about me. Nearly everybody at work. Let me rephrase that. But like nearly everybody at work talks about me. They talk behind my back, and I see the stares and I see the way that people look at me. It's like, girl, I'm not going to be where y'all are going to be in 5 to 10 years. I'm going to be out of this state. I'm going to be somewhere on the red carpet. I'm going to be somewhere where that makes me happy. Like, I promise to God, I'm going to do things that make me happy. And those same people that are judging me, those same people that are sitting here talking about me, those same people that are sitting here, you know, whispering and saying, oh, that's the man, that's the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't care. I don't care. I promise. It's not going to sit here and offend me. But the main thing I always try to preach is don't play in my face, because you will end up like this woman right here. Let me tell y'all the most embarrassing thing that happened to me today in school, because it's like, girl, people really be trying me. So y'all, girl, I'm over here sitting here minding my business, you know, and the substitute, you know, is calling roll or whatever, you know. You heard the word substitute, right? So y'all can see where this is going to go. The substitute, she, you know, she don't know people. She's a little bit older, if you get my gist. And y'all see me. Look. Y'all get the tea, right? The substitute, she basically calling roll or whatever. And she calls roll and she she says my name, right? I'm like, girl, you know, I'm not going to say nothing because, you know, she said my dead name. I'm like, So, girl, I basically, you know, I get up after she gets done calling roll, and I basically say, you know, miss, this is like, you know, my name, but I said it quietly because, you know, I don't want everybody to know my dead name. Girl, y'all, why did she try me? She went out in front of everybody and said, y'all, you know this is a boy's name, right? You did not have to say all that. And then she said, so aren't you a boy? Like, that's a boy's name. Are you a boy? I'm just like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing right now. So I'm finna show y'all the clip of me having to sit here and basically introduce myself, because it's like, girl. Let me introduce myself since she's a substitute, everybody. You recording? So hi guys, I'm Alizea. I go by she, her pronouns. I think she's a bit slow, so you know, we had to use things. I go by Isaiah Langford, bitch. I'm not a male, I am a tranny. You know, get up to the transness. That's a little, you know, embarrassing for you to go out your way to say, you know, oh, you know, Isaiah's a man. You know, that's a little inappropriate, you know, just for the little shit. But like I said before, do not play me in my face about my pronouns, because I have fought so hard to be who I am and love myself. Like, I'm not going to sit here and keep arguing with y'all about my pronouns. I'm Alizea. I go by she, her pronouns. I stand on my beautiful black self, and I don't care. Don't embarrass me in front of lots of people. I don't play those games. I don't play those games. I'm all about my respect. If you want me to respect you, you respect me. Period. Point blank. Yeah, get into it. The next topic that I want to talk about is having self-esteem issues. So I know this video is getting long, but I really want to talk to you guys on a lot of key points in my transition. If you are in Texas and you feel like you're insecure, or even, it doesn't even matter if you're in Texas, and excuse me, but if you get to a point in your transition where you feel stagnant and you feel like you don't have no hope, and you feel like, you know, everything and everybody is against you, I promise to God nobody is really against you. I promise to God that you can sit here and do anything that you want in your life. The anxiety that you have right now, if you sit here and just talk to yourself and tell yourself that you can do it, go in the mirror right now. Like, literally, let's go to a mirror right now. Hi, self. I'm beautiful, you're beautiful, period. Get up into it. I want people to understand that you're beautiful the way that you are, and you don't ever need to change yourself just because people are making you feel insecure. I want people to understand that, like, you're beautiful, like, and what makes you beautiful is you. You don't ever need to sit here and change yourself. People are going to judge you. People are going to criticize you. People are going to hate on you, and it's okay. And sometimes not everybody is a hater. Sometimes people are just, stuck in their ways, and people are lost causes. Sometimes you can't educate everybody, and it's okay. You don't want to sit here and stress yourself out. You can do it one time, and that's it. If somebody doesn't want to get to know you, and somebody doesn't want to change the way that they think, oh well, press the block button and go on about your business, because at the end of the day, you're beautiful the way that you are, period.
On myself.
And the last topic that I want to talk about, and this one is just a summary basically. So I'm going to talk about, me loving myself without my family, technically. I have brothers. Don't ever get me wrong. I love my brothers. They make me, the person that I am today. They gave me the opportunity to get my stuff together, and they gave me a roof over my head, and I will always appreciate that. The thing is, I'm really not as close as I want to be with my brothers, and I always try to reach out, and I do reach out. I love my siblings. They make me happy because I try to get a connection with my family as much as I can. Like, when I was back at home with my auntie, she was so toxic. She would sit here and say that, she supports gay people and she loves gay people. But then behind closed doors, she'll sit here and call me Isaiah. She'll sit here and call me he. She'll sit here and just do itty bitty little things that she knows is going to bother me. And when I correct her, she's like, if you would sit here and do this and do that, I would sit here and respect your pronouns. That's not how this works. If you want respect, you got to give me respect. I don't know what generation these old folks be living in, but like, I'm tired of that type of stuff. Like, I want people to respect me just the way that I want you to like, girl, if you want respect, you got to give me respect. That's just the way that I just think life. Like, that's just the way I think. And being on my own and finding myself and trying to love myself, it took my mama dying. Like, seriously, like, it took me crying to bed. It took me crying in my bed. It took me sitting over here lashing out. It took me sitting over here going to school, still crying and missing my mom. Like, I used to literally lose myself sometimes. I would sit here and have mental breakdowns in school because it's like, I've gotten to a point where I've lost myself. I used to be so depressed my senior year. I used to hate myself my senior year. I used to hate everything about me. Like, I hate being trans sometimes, and I hate everything that comes with being trans. Being trans in Texas is hard, especially when you're doing it by yourself, and a lot of people lose themselves. I always want people that follow me or anybody that's in my inner circle to understand that you're beautiful. You don't ever need to sit here and not think that you're beautiful. Regardless if I'm in your inner circle or not, or regardless if we fall out, I'm still going to have love for you, and I'm still going to want more for you. You should want more for yourself. And my main thing is, if you don't want more for yourself, what are you doing in this life? Like, I want to better myself regardless if I'm homeless, regardless if I'm this, regardless if I'm that, blah, like, la dee 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 da. I just want more. Like, I love and I'm passionate about trying to better myself. Like, that's just my new era. And I had a lot of friends where, you sit here and you try to ingrain in them the same things that I'm trying to tell y'all, but they don't want to sit here and put in that effort. They don't want to sit here and try to step out of their comfort zone. In order for you to succeed in life, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to sit here and want to do more for yourself. I can't sit here and hold your hand every step of the way. I can't sit here and, encourage you every single time. Sometimes you have to do that because sometimes I'm depressed. Sometimes I don't even want to encourage myself. You get what I mean? And you get to a point in your life where you have to be strong, because if you don't be strong, you're going to lose yourself. If you lose yourself, you're letting the devil in. And like I always said, like, I want people to understand, like, you're just beautiful the way that you are. And if nobody sees that in you, they don't need to be in your life. The amount that I'm trying to tell people is, if your family doesn't love you for who you are, because with my family, they say they love me, but they didn't show it that they love me. If your family is telling you that, but they're not showing you that they love you and stuff like that, I want you guys to understand that's time for you to, like, you can forgive them, you can do whatever, but it's time for you to separate yourself, and it's time for you to go on your spiritual journey and figure yourself out. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. At the end of the day, this is the way that you want to move around. I want to be a better version of myself. My mama didn't raise no bum. My mama didn't raise no flop. My mama didn't raise somebody who's not going to sit here and want more for themselves. Before she died, all she wanted me to do was sit here and graduate and get my own apartment. I done succeeded in that, and I now got a YouTube channel that's monetized. I now got a TikTok account with a big following. Like, I have people who like me for me, and that's the main thing I always wanted to do. And I promised to God, I promised myself, my main goal this year and next year is just to better myself. I want to learn how to be an adult, and I want to learn to just love myself more than anybody can love me. You get what I mean? And I want to succeed with that. I really want to succeed with that. I want everybody to understand, before you click out this video, before this video ends, you're beautiful the way that you are. And if nobody ever thinks that, I always keep saying this, you need to think that. Go in the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful. And girl, let me always tell you this, girl, y'all be buying the most expensive things. Y'all be buying these $50 bust down wigs and stuff like that. Sometimes, you know, materialistic things aren't really necessary. Like, you can literally buy the cheapest things. Like, this wig cost me like $10, no tea, no shade. The butterflies cost me $1. The flowers costing me $1. Like, you don't need to sit here and buy all these expensive things just to feel beautiful. I want you guys to understand that you don't need materialistic and name brand stuff just to feel beautiful. You're beautiful the way that you are. If you want to enhance your beauty, go the cheap route. I'm putting y'all on gang on myself. So that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because I'm your favorite black transsexual. Get up into the big purr, whatever. I love you guys. Make sure you stream Nicki Minaj. And I just wanted to do this little deep dive video with y'all. But like, bye, loves.